This is the Canon ACK-E2 AC adapter kit for the Canon 50D, and it's compatible with a few other Canon cameras as well. So I'm gonna just unbox it quickly. So this is just the US cable for it, and this is another US cable for it. So there's two parts to the ACK-E2 adapter. The first part is the adapter itself. So this part connects to the main power supply, and this is the DC output for the dummy battery. And the model number for this is AC-E2 for the AC adapter and DR-400 for the dummy battery, the DC coupler as Canon calls it. So this should plug in. And then this is the DR-400 dummy battery, which replaces the battery for the Canon 50D, which is the BP-511A battery. But it also replaces a few other batteries as well. It's just that the one on the Canon 50D can provide a higher current than some of the other cameras which have the same size and the same voltage battery. So in terms of input, it will take 100 volts to 240 volts AC, and both 50 Hz or 60 Hz, doesn't make a difference. And the output will be 7.8 volts DC. I'm not sure how much current it can actually supply, but maybe it says it here on the back. So it says that it can provide up to 2 amps of current. So that works with most of the Canon DSLR cameras that have this requirement. In theory, you could use this adapter with different dummy batteries, but the connection here is quite unique to Canon. So let me just show the connection here, if you can see that. So I haven't come across this type of connection in the past. So it's not a standard connection. It seems to be very specific to Canon. Okay, so I'm gonna connect this to the DC adapter, and this is the power for it. So I've connected it. There doesn't seem to be any LEDs or lights to indicate that it's turned on. So the only way I can find that is by connecting it to the camera. So I'm gonna take out the battery, and there's a plastic part here which you can push down in order to insert it, and this part here, let me just put this to the side for 1 second. So you can press this cable inside the battery so that once you put it in the camera, this bit comes out here. So put this in, and I should be able to even close this. But even if you couldn't close it, you can take off this battery compartment door just by sliding it. So that's fine. So let me turn this on. So okay, so you can see that the camera is functioning. And what I want to do is go to the live view mode. And so let me just you can see the histogram there, but I have the lens cap on, so you can't actually see much. So I'm going to go back to the default view, and if I press OK here, it should start video recording. Okay, so I pressed OK, it started video recording, and this light is on. But obviously I have the lens cap on, so there's not much visible here. And if I press it again, it should stop video recording. And if I press the play icon, you'll see that it says cannot play back image. So if you record video on the Canon 50D using the Magic Lantern firmware, you won't be able to play it back on the camera itself, but you can take it out and play it back on a computer. So in terms of using the dummy battery, I think that's a good idea, and you can use it to record video. It's a little bit inconvenient since the camera can't actually play back the video, but I think it's a good idea to get an adapter and a dummy battery for the Canon 50D if you're using it for video recording, because then you don't need to worry about batteries and it just makes life easier. The one thing I would say is I don't actually recommend that you buy the official Canon dummy battery and AC adapter, partially because it's expensive relative to third-party ones, but also you have this unique connection port, which is probably not the best one because you won't be able to use the adapter or dummy battery with any other cameras. So for example, if you have a generic third-party adapter that takes a generic connection, like those barrel connections with 5.5 millimeters external ring and then the internal one with, I think it's 2.5 or 2.1, then those are more generic and you'd be able to use the adapter with any dummy battery as long as the voltage and the current it supplies match. Whereas with the Canon one, you need to have the specific connection, which is just based on the Canon's version of doing things. So because of that, I wouldn't recommend buying the official one. So if there's a third-party one that you see, I would recommend that you buy that instead of the official Canon one. But I just wanted to kind of quickly do this and show that it actually works, and you can do video recording using this, so you don't have to use a battery. So if you want to have this camera fixed somewhere and just do video recording, then having the AC adapter with a dummy battery is definitely a good option. To my knowledge, there's a long list of cameras that are compatible with this adapter and dummy battery, and or the equivalent one if you purchase one which is not the Canon official version. So, and they include the Canon 10D, 20D, 20DA, 30D, 40D, 50D, 5D, the EOS Digital Rebel, the EOS Digital Rebel XT, the EOS D30, EOS D60, and EOS 300D. And the reason all of these are obviously compatible with each other is because they all use the same voltage, so 7.8 volts DC, and the current they require is no more than 2 amps. So you can use this with any of those cameras. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions about either of these, or if you want me to demonstrate something or compare something or talk through some of the features in more detail.